So this is where actually we want to talk about those partnerships between fintechs and incumbents. And in some cases, fintechs and techs and banks, like what we see in China. But how we get these sorts of partnerships done. Because as you're going to hear from these panelists, we hear a lot of talk right now about collaboration between fintechs and incumbents, but it's actually can be quite challenging to achieve good partnerships, particularly culturally, when you have organizations that are built from the ground up around technology and have a very are driven towards, say, customer experience excellence or something like that, coming into an organization where all of that is new and they may not have the same imperative, although increasingly the gap is closing. But let me start with introducing everyone on the panel. So, Gil, maybe you can start off by introducing yourself.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Ludviksson. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Meniga. Meniga is a global leader in helping banks with their digital banking solutions, so building better online and mobile banking. So we're a B2B2C company. We provide them with software solutions to help them expand the concept of their online and mobile bank into more than just a place to do banking, but also helping people manage their finances, give them personalized insights, and so on. We work with many of the largest banks in the world, primarily in Europe. Commerzbank in Germany, Intesa in Italy, many banks in the Nordics, and just this morning we announced a major partnership with second largest banking group here in France, with BPCE.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, so that's our primary business. But I think we like to see ourselves primarily as an innovation partner to banks. And just as you said, Brad, it's a lot of it is about matching the culture, and the gap certainly is closing. So look forward to speak about that more.
And we do have an incumbent with us, willing to talk in the public eye, Raman.
Yes, I am am I the token incumbent? I am. So Raman Bhatia, I head digital for HSBC in Europe. And I am actually not an incumbent at heart, because I joined the world of banking 3 years ago, but before that I was working for a venture-backed hyper-growth startup in London called Housetrip.
So you're actually a digital guy that's converted to banking.
Well, I am a digital guy who's converting banking.
Converting banking. Ah, well done, well done.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Oaven. I'm the CEO of Numbrs. Numbrs is a financial services platform consisting of a few pillars: mobile banking, so aggregation, multi-banking, PFM, personal finance management, and also marketplace. So we cater to both B2C end users with our mobile banking, and work very closely with incumbent banks and insurance companies to offer their products on our platform. As opposed to you, I've converted the other way. I spent the last 20 years actually in banking, retail banking, and joined Numbrs about a year ago, so went from banking to technology.
A reformed banker, right? Yes. Alain?
Still wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Alain Falys. I'm the co-founder and chairman of Yoyo Wallet, based out of London. We are an omni-channel loyalty and payments platform. Our prime customers are retailers, specifically brick-and-mortar retailers, but also the ones that also operate online. We help them identify customers at a point of sale and match them to their basket data. So the core value of Yoyo is to extract the basket data at the time of transaction through a mobile payment, but also through a bank card payment, which we're going to talk about in the context of PSD2 and open banking, and automate loyalty and enable personalized marketing through the app. So that's our main business. We do about 2 million transactions a month now. We've got about 700,000 users and expanding across Europe.
Olivia?
Hi everyone, my name is Berthier. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Moneythor. We're a software company. enterprise software company. Our customers are banks. We started in Asia. I don't look too much Asian, but we actually are based in Asia, and we started there. We also operate in Europe. Our customers are tier 1 banks, large international banks. So we work, for example, with DBS, which is the largest banks in Southeast Asia. We help them enhance their digital channels with data-driven insights and recommendations. We work with upstart digital banks, such as Orange Bank here in France, and also fintech firms, which is interesting for us to try to maintain the spread between the two parties. Companies like Acorns, the granddaddy of micro-investing, they use our technology as well for insights, recommendations into their digital channels.
You're based in Singapore?
Yes, I am.
So quite a favorable regulatory environment for fintechs there, right?
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of buzz around this. I think they're extremely strong in terms of marketing.
Right.
But we still don't have any PSD2.
You still need a company shop to open a bank account, right?
Yeah. No open banking, no PSD2, still a bit of hassle to do a few things, but certainly very good at marketing.
So let me open up with the first question. There's obviously been a shift here where if you go back 3 or 4 years, there were very few of these pairings between fintech and incumbents. And now it seems to be a topic of conversation. We hear about many of these partnerships coming and going. What's changed? What's different now that we didn't have 4 years ago? Why suddenly the efforts at collaboration?
My perspective on that is that I think both sides have, let's say, matured in that I think the incumbent banks are realizing that they do have to work differently. They need to look at different type of partnerships, technology, etc. This is just happening, and they need to sort of have an approach to it. And the other side, fintechs, I think 3 years ago, it was all about disrupting, we're going to kill the banks, we're going to fight them and whatever. And I think the fintech industry has also kind of come back a bit on that and also realized that disrupting and creating new customer experience, etc., without actually working with an industry that is very, very established and incumbent players that are in the market is also going to be very difficult. So I think both sides have matured simply and sort of come back a bit to a middle field in terms of understanding that the best way is probably to collaborate.
Yeah, the regulatory changes, most notably PSD2, are also a major driver of this of these changes. We see huge difference now just compared to 1-2 years ago, generally in the appetite of banks to work with fintechs, but also in exploring new business models, using data more aggressively to bring new services into the digital bank, expand the concept of a digital bank, potentially think as a platform and so on. And that creates enormous opportunities for collaboration. And I think this experiment of the European Union, PSD2, encouraging innovation is creating both threats and opportunities for banks. I think they're right to be paranoid, but there are also huge opportunities to grow, and we're already seeing the start of the breakup of the value chain and this modularization of banking, which creates a lot of niches, and not even the biggest banks in the world can build everything themselves. So it's an obvious evolution, and the regulatory change is the biggest driver now, and I think we've only seen the beginning.
Alain?
I think the banks have, in the last 3-4 years, made quite a lot of investment to get closer to the fintech world, right? So, but it was a bit tinkering in some ways, right? You had incubators and some events and but nothing really.
Some venture arms. And
yeah, that kind of stuff. Now, it's not all of them are tinkering, but that's kind of what it felt when it just started. Like, I'm going to tick a box and show my board that we are actually close to the fintech world. I think that the regulatory pressure is making the banks actually genuinely having to or wanting to cooperate with the fintechs out there. And of course, open banking in the UK which is the PSD2 version of Great Britain, is actually making the banks having to cooperate. And this is, some of them are going to do it willingly, and some others are going to do it reluctantly. But that's actually making us as fintechs, Yoyo specifically, working with the big banks, also the new banks.